What up, YouTube? It's CS back here with another installment, and here is my episode 24 review of Deadliest Warrior. Of course, this one was between Joan of Arc and William the Conqueror. So, YouTube, there it is, episode 24 of Deadliest Warrior. Of course, like Jeff said, the first ever medieval battle of the sexes on the show. What do you guys think of it? And yeah, if you have anything to say, please say it in the comment section below. I honestly think myself that this episode was a little fishy. You know, for them to put Joan up against William the Conqueror, I think was kind of a cheap matchup because I had a feeling this was going to happen. Technology is going to win regardless of who was, you know, manning, or in this case, Will manning that technology. You know, you guys know how I feel about Joan and how I don't think, you know, she actually fought and stuff like that, and how she was just a figurehead. But heck, if you give her, you know, an expert with, you know, the technology she apparently had, you know, good 400 years ahead of William's, you know, she's probably going to win this matchup. And you know what she did? You know, William, of course, dominated the X Factors. I didn't expect that, though. But, you know, Joan of Arc, you know, she did her thing. You know, props to the experts and props to them for putting on an entertaining episode. But please, again, y'all, don't get mad at this stuff. It's only a show. But now, let's take a look at what actually went down, starting with the weapons, of course. Let's start with long range. And here we have the siege cannon of Joan of Arc versus the catapult of William the Conqueror. And, you know, you heard me say it in my prediction if you guys watched that. You know, technology wins. Again, you know, gunpowder or no gunpowder. You know, can you break a castle wall with a catapult? Probably not really well. And it was designed to just hurl stuff over the castle wall. While Joan, you know, she was breaking it and she was killing people in front of it. You know, it just made sense. What would you rather invade a castle with? Of course, Claire, you know, Joan's expert, stated herself that, you know, you break a castle wall and you know, invade. With a catapult, you might be killing people inside, but holy crap, it's going to take a while to get that shit open. They're going to have to do it for you, or you're going to have to find a way to yank it yourself. I'm not sure if the catapult will do that shit for you. But, of course, you know, I like the siege cannon's lethality. I agreed with this edge. Now, moving on, another test I agreed with. Mid-range weapons between the steel crossbow of Joan and William the Conqueror's composite crossbow. Now, in my opinion, you can say what you want about the reload time, but 33%, you know, accuracy compared to 66%, you gotta go with the more surefire kill. I say that all the time. If you're missing targets, that vastly reduces the lethality of your weapon. Now, if someone's firing at you, say if you're William's dude with a crossbow, and you're firing at someone else, and pretend that dummy had a crossbow too and was actually a person. You miss, she ain't, because 33 to 66, again, like 2 out of 3 bolts she's going to hit you. Most likely she's going to, because that's a little bit over a coin flip. I thought that was going to happen, you know, with the amount of torque on that pole when you know, rock the steel crossbow. You know, it's going to go straighter, hence more accuracy, you know, just a lot more force into that one. So, in my opinion, the edge there was just. And again, like I said, you know, Joan is going to finesse her way to a victory. You know, she's going to beat William where William's not strongest. You know, you're a woman. Again, where would you rather fight a man? You know, with a gun or with a knife? You know, in this case, with a sword or with crossbow, and obviously Joan's going to want to fight, you know, in a distance range, and that's what she did. You know, she kicked William's ass there, again with the siege cannon. You know, obviously that shit's a factor. She beat William with technology. What can I say? Now moving on, we have short range weaponry between the French arming sword of Joan of Arc and the Norman broadsword of William the Conqueror. I completely agree with this test. You know, William the Conqueror with his broadsword, you know, nice. Has like a foot length reach on Joan's sword. You know, William was obviously bigger. That factored into that shit once got close range. She's obviously going to have arm's reach on her, and already the sword has reach on her too, so definitely close quarters is not where Joan wants to be, although she did have that very sturdy armor protecting her. William would have to get like, a headshot to kill her, you know what I'm saying? And what can I say? You gotta go with the armor for Joan, but sword on sword, you'd rather have the Norman broadsword for sure, especially when you have reach on a chick, and you weigh 100 pounds more than her. You're pretty strong, and yeah, what can I say? It's definitely a better sword, and you should kick her ass with it once it gets close quarters. But again, the armor made a hell of a difference, and I like how they portrayed that in the sim. So, but what can I say? Edged Joan for her plate armor over William's chain, but the Norman broadsword, definitely does its thing over the French arming sword for the short-range weapons. Alright, now taking a look at that shit, of course, like I predicted, Joan had the edge in, mid and long range, because like I said, again, she's going to want to finesse her way to a victory, stay out of where William's strong, and that's short range, because if you got technology on someone, you better use it, but once you're in short range, things like physicality are going to be taken more into account, especially, like I said, when you have a reach on someone, especially with that sword. And it's going to be more powerful because it's a two-handed weapon. So, that sword is in so many ways better than the arming sword, in my opinion. But, again, two edges to one for Joan, and she used those edges effectively, of course, and that's why she won. But let's take a look at the X Factors. We had different ones this time, and what can I say? William actually got tactics, which I didn't think he was going to get. I figured that Joan would be portrayed as the more, intuitive being in this show, and I thought that she would get tactics, but she didn't, and William did, and he actually, did his thing at the Battle of Hastings. You can't blame them for giving him tactics, I was cheering for him, right? Next, X Factor was physicality. Obviously, William gets that for obvious reasons. I've been getting a lot of people saying, oh, it doesn't matter if you're a woman, you can still win. It doesn't matter how strong you are and shit. Well, William got to 48% by being, menacing physically. It obviously makes a difference, okay? Now, if Joan of Arc had the same physicality that William did, the results would be ridiculous. Like, I would say this shit would be like, 75-25 or 80-25 in my opinion. Just saying. It definitely matters, and that's why it was featured as an X Factor. Next X Factor was experience. This one went to William. Makes sense. Fighting for all his fucking life, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, for him to get experience, makes sense. Joan basically heard voices from God, picked up the sword, started leading shit. She shouldn't get experience. Hell no. Joan, they featured there, she was 17. Like, William started when he was like 17. He was like 38, like the version they featured on the show. So, gotta give that to William. No questions asked. Intuition, gotta give that to Joan because, they said it like 3 times on the show. It just makes sense. And, she knew how to overwhelm her opponents with, artillery, with the siege cannon, and apparently she was a good commander. I don't know, I'm no French historian, but I figured in one of those finesse X Factors, she'd definitely get it. So yeah, that about does it. Joan did enough to get 52% of the kills to William's 48. In the featured X Factors they had here, William just didn't do enough there and didn't do enough in the short range. That's about it. Joan was too overwhelming with her technology. Yeah, so again, technology over tactics. What can I say? That's what won Joan's episode. What did you guys think of it? I personally thought it was entertaining. I'm sure a lot of you are ticked off. I'm about to hear it in the comment section below. And I'm going to try this, something different. If you agree with the outcome, please give me a like. If you don't, give me a dislike. something new. And look for my episode predictions in the future. And if you think, you know, person A is going to win, give me a like. If you think person B is going to win, give me a dislike. So basically, dislike if you're cheering for North Korean Special Operations Forces next week, and like if you are, you know, picking U.S. Army Rangers. So yeah, next week's going to be dope. They're going to have the live Deadliest Warrior tweeting thing during the episode, in between with the commercials and stuff. I think that's going to be awesome. I know you guys love the show. You guys get involved with me in my episode reviews. You gotta get involved with that tweet stuff. You know, that's going to be cool. Having your shit answered during the episode. You're probably going to be featured on the Aftermath, so yeah, you definitely want to get into that. But again, I guess that about does it. Now, I'm not going to keep y'all for longer than I have to. Again, thank you for all the support. Much appreciated. Please subscribe if you like what you hear or see. Again, you know, I can't say thank you enough. You guys are awesome. Follow me on Facebook, Tumblr, or Twitter if you guys have that stuff. I recently got Google+, so if you're into that, please hit me up there. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.